When you think Jurassic Park, you don't normally think games because, to be honest, there isn't many. Nowadays we got more Jurassic World based games, but there isn't particularly many good ones for Jurassic Park and The Lost World. But today we're going to be playing one, or looking at one I should say, for The Lost World, which I actually think was a pretty good game. It does have some faults, but of course every game does, and we'll talk about those later. And the game we're going to be playing is called Jurassic Park The Lost World, which of course is the name of the film. It's very confusing actually. Quickly, before this video starts, I've not made a video as long like this before about a game, so if you could comment below if you want me to talk about games in more detail or less detail for the next set of Jurassic Park / World games I talk about, comment below. Anyway, enough waffle from me, let's begin. Okay, so before we start, not many of you watching this will be subscribed, so if you enjoyed this video and would like more videos like this on Jurassic Park / Jurassic World games, like, subscribe, leave a comment. And also thank you to the people watching my Jurassic World Chaos Theory videos, because they're actually doing pretty well and I'm very happy with that. So enough waffling from me, let's just begin with the video. So some of you have probably never heard of the Lost World Jurassic Park video game. So basically, to put it simply, imagine Mario with dinosaurs. It's like a HD platformer, and it came out in 1997, although there is a special version which released in 1998, which adds a whole extra one level at the start of the game from what I can tell. So that's very cool, very nice. And basically, it was released by DreamWorks Entertainment and published by EA for the Sega Saturn and the Sony PlayStation. It's based off the novel, it's based off the film. Of course, because it's based off the film / novel, it doesn't really have anything from either except for one character and the dinosaurs, because the film doesn't really match the book. Anyone who doesn't know, basically the Lost World film, they got Michael Crichton to write a new book to base the film on, and then they made the film and used basically nothing from the book, which is always funny to me. There are actually 7 levels, 8 if you count the first one in the special edition to this game. We're going to go through all 8 levels. They're really quite quick, so we won't go into too much detail about each level, because they're very much the same, which is one of the problems I have with this game actually, is all the levels are very similar. And you'll probably see soon that unless you know what level you're on, it's hard to tell some of them apart. So I guess we'll just start with the opening level from when you first boot up the game if you have the special edition. So the game opens as a T-Rex on Jurassic Park in 1993, where we have this very famous recreation of that scene where the T-Rex rampages through a town and eats a bunch of people, which 100% happened in the first Jurassic Park film. But basically, the first level, this is a really short level that lets you play as a T-Rex, and you basically get a feel of how to eat people, how to attack people. And actually, one thing I love about this is the animations are really good. You can probably see right now, but the graphics are also alright, I would say, for 1997. I wasn't around then to know what graphics were like on an original PC, let's say. But the graphics look good as well, actually, for the first level. But basically, you run from one end to the other, you eat people. There isn't too much hard in this level, there's nothing to collect. We'll talk about the collectibles soon. But you just eat, kill, run, complete the level, and then you don't get to play a T-Rex for like an hour of gameplay until later on. So the first dinosaur you properly play as is the Compsognathus, and each level takes around 2 minutes to complete, I would say, throughout the game, and the compy has the most at 9. So it's going to take like 19 minutes to complete the compy, because the levels are easy. if you can do them properly. If you die a lot, which happens, because you'll see why soon, it is frustrating as hell. So what I'm going to do, instead of talking about every single level of the 9 levels, I'm going to talk about the interesting ones and ones which add new dinosaurs / new mechanics, because otherwise it'll be quite boring because all the levels are very similar, which is one of the problems I have with the game, which we will talk about later. You'll soon notice that the background of most of these levels for every dinosaur is this kind of grey, grassy type with some enemies and some interesting enemies. Actually, talking of enemies, the first bad, in quotes, dinosaurs we have in the compy level is the Ordoorhynchus and the Leptroceratops. Please ignore those pronunciations, but they did not choose easy to pronounce dinosaurs in this game, which is rather annoying. So these two dinosaurs are the small herbivores which you will get attacked by and you can kill pretty easily. And they're guarding DNA. One of them is. The Leptroceratops is actually guarding a piece of DNA. Now, right now, DNA doesn't seem to do much, but it's actually very important. I'm not going to tell you every location for them, but there is videos on YouTube if you want to find them, because it is one of the ways to get the ending for the game, which is quite annoying actually. So of course, once you've spent your time looking for all the DNA, because this is an old game and it doesn't tell you where to go, you kind of just have to look yourself. You cross a bridge, you cross some more jumps, and then basically you are at the end of the level. And now interestingly, at the end of each level you'll get a little screen which tells you how many enemies you killed, how many DNA you collected, and your survival class. And it also says the level name. So I don't believe it matters too much how many kills you get per level, but if you want to collect the ending, you do need to collect all DNA, which it does show you. To be honest, the second level is pretty much identical to the first. You run from one side to the other, but there are some more plants which spike you that you have to dodge. And there's a new dinosaur called the... Okay, I'm going to try and pronounce this. Styracosaurus? Styracosaurus? I don't know how to pronounce its name. They've purposely chosen the hardest dinosaurs to pronounce in this game, it seems. But basically it's like a small little raptor-like thing, which is actually quite dangerous if you let it attack you. If you dodge them, you collect more DNA as always, and then you get to the end of the level. This one's nice and easy, short. Shouldn't take you too long to complete. If the last level was easy, this one is easily the hardest. So it didn't seem too bad, but getting into these caves when you're being attacked by Dimorphodon, which is a new animal in this level, these stupid little raptor things, and also some other stuff, is really annoying because the controls, you'll go to enter, but then your computer will just do a weird wiggling thing, which I'll probably showing you, which will get you killed by the Dimorphodon, and then you have to start the entire level again when you die. And then of course you have to jump up these little platformers, which isn't too bad, but you're getting attacked by multiple different raptor dinosaur things at once. So you're going to get beaten up because you get stun locked when you get damaged. So then you end up either falling to your death, getting stun locked and eaten to death, or just like wiggling around for too long trying to get through a hole in the cave. Is by far the worst level in the compy section, I would say. Level 4 is actually one of the better levels. It's only got one dinosaur, which is the Brachiosaurus. But basically you have to time your jumps into these holes while they herd, and you have to not get stamped on. Surprisingly, your compy can survive being stepped on once, but any more than that and you're basically dead. But this is an interesting level. It's hard, it's annoying because it's kind of random. When I was playing it, I tried to figure if there's a pattern, but it just seems you kind of just have to hope for the best and, run to the end. And it leads really nicely into the next level because you just walk up a bridge and then boom, you're on the next level. Talking to the next level is also really cool because the next level you walk past a sleeping Carnotaurus. Now, Carnotaurus, the Lost World game, this is clearly a reference to the book since the Carnotaurus never shows up in the film, but is a major dinosaur within the book with its camouflaging ability. This one can't camouflage, but is really hell-bent on killing this compy who didn't even disturb it. Just walked past, and it hunts you down until the end of the level. You just kind of have to dodge it because there's no way to beat the guy, really. To be honest, level 8 and 7 are both basically the same. You run through some fields. What is cool is you do see the Deinonychus, which is a nice dinosaur to see because it's kind of what the raptors are meant to be. So at least we get to see them, even if they are annoying and you really can't kill them that well as a compy. So I would just run to the end of the level if I was you and avoid any Deinonychus you see. I'm going to say, but I think this level Level 8 is probably the best level of the compies. Annoying, but cool. You're swimming as the compy. You're just going for a lake, and you have to get air from air bubbles, which are around the map randomly. And it's kind of frustrating getting the air bubbles because they don't always register. And you also have to dodge these weird crocodile creature things, which are trying to kill you, obviously, because everything seems to want to kill you. But you swim. If you drown, you die, obviously. If you get eaten, you die. But I would say it's probably the most unique level in the compy bit, and my personal favourite, if you ask me. The final level is also interesting. You have to run around this circle, like cavern in a cave. Quite annoying because you have to jump while also being shot at by a hunter. But the cool thing about this level is the hunter you're being shot at is actually the one you play as later in the game, which we'll be getting to very shortly. So you run all the way up to the top of this mountain where you finish the compy levels then. Now, ranking the compy levels, rating, I would say they're pretty good. Some boring ones. Compy himself, love the animation. He's not very good for attacking, and he's not very strong. He has really cool animations, and he actually feels like the compy from the films. So, if you like the compy, you'll enjoy these first levels. But yeah, let's move on to the next bit of the game, which is the human hunter levels. The human hunter levels are actually interesting because gameplay is completely different to what it is in the compy. One, you have a gun now, which is a trank, and you have different round types. You have explosive, tranquilizer, nerve gas. You have all sorts of stuff. It's quite cool. And it also has a rocket launcher for some reason. It's basically like an action figure toy that you get as a child. So, you know, average coolness. The first level for this guy, you jump over rocks because you have to grapple onto the roof and then like swing. This is annoying at times because it's kind of hard to figure out how to do it properly. And also you have to dodge baryonyxes. There's lots of baryonyx actually. Like the entire level is just baryonyxes, which is cool. They don't really look like baryonyxes. I didn't know what they were until I looked it up, to be honest. But you know, for the first level, the human hunter's cool. Definitely got some good animations, good gameplay, even if he can be fiddly at times and the levels don't really make much sense. You may notice that I'm not showing or talking about the entirety of every level, but that's because I want you guys to have the opportunity to play the game yourself if you really want to. So that's why I haven't been showing like how to get through the entire level, because if you want to play it yourself, it ruins the fun if you know how to do it. So this next level, there's 6 levels, and we're already on level 2 because they're kind of short. You have to go. You're now in like a deserty biome, which is a bit strange because I don't remember there being a desert on Isla Sorta, but I suppose there might have been. And basically, you have to dodge Pachycephalosaurus. Nope, Pachycephalosaurus. Sorry, I was thinking of Chaos Fury still. And Dimorphodons. These guys are annoying. They will hit you and do a ton of damage. To be honest, the first time I played through the hunter levels, I actually gave up and skipped them because they were that annoying. Of course, I did eventually play through them, and it was painful. So, you know, use that information as you will. To be honest, the human levels are probably the worst in this game, and there's literally nothing of interest after the first 2 levels until the last level. So I'm just going to skip over them. They were basically run from the same dinosaurs, parkour, shoot things. The last level does introduce the tiger-striped raptors from the Lost World, so it is cool. And when it comes to the level, you just run with a flamethrower and a gun, and you just shoot up raptors, a lot of raptors. for a old abandoned InGen facility. So it's probably the best level for the hunter. There's not much else to say about them. The animations are cool. The gameplay is nice. It's nice to have something different. Like compared to the compy, it's completely different with how it plays. But when it comes to just like general fun, it's more tedious than fun, which isn't fun, as you probably know.
Okay, we got you on our scope. Just keep moving. Where are they? Still fine. Look, you've only got 30 meters to go. Okay, here I'm behind me. Don't panic. I'm having trouble picking up. Where are they? Help right now. Oh no!
The first level for the raptors is pretty cool. I believe we're playing as one of the raptors who we just saw in the last hunter level, because we're now hunting humans inside a facility. And when I say hunting, we kill a lot of humans, murder, death, all of that throughout the entire level. There's 5 levels, sorry, for the raptor, so I guess we'll talk about some of them, because again, they're not all that great. I mean, the problem with this game is the levels are very repetitive. The only good thing about this game is you get to play as multiple different creatures, really. Level 2 is a nice, short and easy one. You run from one side of the map to the other, as always. No new enemies in this level, sadly, but we do get to run across a cool mountaintop, volcanic-ish jungle area, which is pretty nice. Talking of volcanoes, the next level is an interesting one, actually, the next 2 levels. So the next 2 levels I think are interesting for the raptor because you have to dodge lava as well as more Deinonychuses, of course. As for some reason a volcano or something has erupted. I don't know if there was a volcano on Isla Sorna in the actual films or not, but that doesn't really matter. But basically you have to dodge lava while also dodging some raptors, as well as in these 2 levels Triceratopses, who are really annoying to kill actually, because 1, they're strong, and 2, they absolutely destroy you if you let them. So don't try to jump over or avoid the Triceratopses unless you have full HP. That's my recommendations, at least for these 2 levels. In the second part of these 2 levels I was talking about, you do start to fight raptors now. A different pack of raptors by the looks of things. They're more aligned to the Jurassic Park raptors instead of the Lost World raptors. So that's nice. You get to fight more raptors, basically. They're annoying, though, because they're quite strong if they want to be. So, you know, watch out. And again, if you get damaged by them first, you get stun locked, which does end you getting eaten pretty quickly. So you should really watch out for stuff like that. And the final level of the raptors is just a normal standard boss fight. We fight a Eupocephalus, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Basically a smaller Ankylosaurus. You can stun it and put it on its back. Don't question how a raptor is strong enough to do that, but it can be difficult if you're not expecting it to hit you. But basically, stun lock it and bite it, and you'll win. Just do that a couple times. Keep grabbing at it, as you can see, and it dies. I don't know why we're fighting this random Eupocephalus in the middle of a lava-filled lake, but that's what we're doing. And then once you killed it, that's the end of the raptors. Although you do hear a rumbling sound, which is actually what leads us on to the next level. To be honest, the T-Rex levels, they're cool. So the first one is taking place literally seconds after the raptor level. Further into this volcanic area now, of course, we have to jump over lava again and dodge velociraptors. The lava is annoying. The velociraptors are also pretty annoying. The first mission, I mean, it's alright. The lava does too much damage if you ask me though, because like you stand in that for a second and you're basically gonna die quick. But you can do a lot more damage as a T-Rex. You can charge through giant logs, you can kill things like Triceratops more easily. I would say the T-Rex is a pretty cool animal to play as in this game. In the second level, it's very similar to the first one, but now we get to fight some Stegosauruses as well, so that's cool. Of course, more DNA to collect. The lava is a bit more annoying now because there's more of it, and there's more paths to go down. But once you find everything you need, I would avoid those raptors though, because they do damage. They'll gang up on you, and they kill you really quick, and it's really annoying actually. So now we're finally out of the volcanic area of sorts. We now have to dodge water that's boiling, and also geysers, which also stun lock you. And because they stun lock you, this will end up with you getting killed in a awful way of just getting constantly stun locked and dead. So you have to really try and dodge them quickly. And other than that, the only dinosaur of interest on this level is the Triceratops, who is surprisingly difficult to take out actually if you're low on health because of the boiling water. The next two levels consist of walking through a cave full of human hunters as well as Allosauruses. Nothing too hard to take out. I would watch out for the humans though, because they'll shoot rockets at you, and these rockets can and will stun lock you, a bit like the water from the last level, which will then lead to an annoying death, a very annoying death. There is also raptors in these levels, which can be annoying for the fact that they also can stun lock you. A lot of things can stun lock you when you're a T-Rex actually. And the final two levels for the T-Rex, we have to basically destroy generators and kill hunters. This level is the worst for getting stun locked. You will literally get hit by these guys with rockets multiple times, and it will kill you really quickly. And then obviously you have to go and destroy these metal electrical boxes, so it's not even a quick and easy mission. You're just going to get stun locked, blown up. You can destroy the things that the people are standing in, but if you forget to do that, like I did my first time playing this game, you're just going to get yourself killed so quickly. It's like crazy. And that's it for the T-Rex levels. There isn't much to them. To be honest, the story of this game is questionable if there even is one. All the levels are loosely connected and that's about it. So now we're going to move on to the last character. There's only 3 levels in this one, so this one will be really quick to talk about. Okay, so the last level is Human Prey, where you actually play as Sarah Harding from the film. So this is the only level where we actually play from a character from the film, which is interesting. So she plays a lot like the hunter does, same weaponry, but this time instead of actually attacking people, we have to run away, jump over laser fences, which hurt us, and then shoot flares to distract the T-Rex, who I'm assuming is the bull T-Rex from the Lost World. And then you jump over him. And there's other human hunters in this level, but they're basically there as cannon fodder. They get eaten up while you deflect, and you use it's actually quite smart. You use the flares to make the T-Rex destroy the stuff in front of you. Like, I didn't think about that the first time I'm playing through, but I did the second, so you know, it's pretty cool. It's a good level actually. The second level is very similar to the first one. We're still being chased by the T-Rex, but this time we have raptors to deal with as well. We literally light those raptors up with a gun, and then you have to do the same trick of shooting the flares to destroy the barricades or jumping over them, and then there's raptors, which does make things slightly more annoying. This level isn't as hard as the first one actually, if you can play it properly. and as long as you save the explosive things, you can actually complete this level pretty quickly. And now we're on to the final mission of the game. We're on a boat with 2 T-Rexes, and we basically have to jump around and use everything possible to kill the 2 T-Rexes before they kill you. And this is quite hard, actually, and you can do these weird swingy things to get more ammo / level ups, which are on the top. And of course, you can also use flares as a strat. The thing is, if you don't die in the last level, like if you complete the first 2 levels without dying, your weapons and stuff save over, which makes it a lot easier. But if you do die a lot, then it's really hard. You have to do it with nothing, basically. So, try and save your ammo, and then once you've killed these 2 guys, you finish the game, and then there's 2 endings for this game. And if you complete everything and collect all the DNA samples, you actually get this ending as well.
How's this on? Can you hear me? It's on. Hello. If you can hear me, congratulations. Way to go. You made it through. You spent all that time, and now you're done. You did it. That's quite an achievement. My gosh, you looked a 20-foot carnivore right in the eye, and you've lived to tell about it. Well, you are something. Thank you for sticking with it, for not giving up. That is really something. Now you know what you should do? Turn the thing off, for heaven's sakes, and go outside. Breathe the air, take a walk, call a member of the opposite sex. You know what I'm talking about. You have a whole life out there. Get the stink blown off you. Just go, really. Turn off. You. I mean, really. What was that? Hello. Okay, I go.
So the game is finished. We've completed the game, every level. I would say gameplay, good-ish. Story, basically non-existent. As you can tell, each level is loosely connected. Like, the T-Rex is straight after the Raptor is the one hunting the human, all that. They're loosely connected with each other. And basically at the end, you get off the island, so I suppose that's good. Now, things I liked about the game, I would say, model-wise, the models are very good. I would say the animations and the models are very good. Of course, DreamWorks still work with Jurassic World making animated stuff to this day, so it makes sense that they could make some good animations. Obviously, they're probably not the same teams. But also, some other things I liked about the game was the graphics seemed pretty good. Of course, I'm no expert, not been alive in 1998 to play this game when it came out, but I would assume on an old monitor, on an old PC, it probably didn't look too great, but on modern ones it didn't look too bad actually. So that is another plus. Some of the negatives, controls are awful. You probably couldn't tell in that gameplay because that was when I didn't die once, so it was good gameplay. You'll spin around in circles. Actually, you know what, let me just go into a whole new section just on the controls. So, controls in this game. Basically, you'd use your controller as always. But when you wanna go down a different path, you kind of have to control the camera to move in there. And half the time it won't actually go where you want it to go. For at least for me, it wasn't. So then I would end up either spinning in circles or getting stuck and then killed by raptors, dimorphodons, whatever was chasing me, depending on the animal. The only one I didn't have that problem on with was with the humans. Those ones I had a different problem because the grapple hook can be a pain to use. You'll grapple up, you'll try to swing, it won't work, you'll hit a spike or something, you'll die. Like, now of course I know how to play the game better now, so I could probably complete it without dying as much. But the controls are frustrating, and the lack of story is also kind of like, I suppose it's probably pretty good for the late 90s, where story games weren't really a thing, and I don't think even Half-Life came out at this point, and that's the first game to have a proper story of sorts kind of thing. So it's understandable. So I believe that is the game, The Lost World Jurassic Park. It is indeed a game, it exists, and if you want to play it, you could probably find it for some outrageous prices on internet if you have a PlayStation 1 or a Saturn. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to end the video here. As I said at the start of the video, I'm not sure how much detail to do these videos in yet. So if you could comment down below how much detail you'd want each game to talk about, because I'm going to talk about every Jurassic World game on Park game made like this. So if you want to tell me how much detail I should talk to in, then I will change it. If it's less detail, I'll make shorter videos. If it's more, I'll make longer videos. But anyway, if you enjoyed, subscribe, like, goodbye.